So last night, I wasn't belligerently drunk, but I was kind of like, I was two sheets to the wind. So like I woke up and I was like, oh, let me see what I did. Because I always go back and look at stuff that I do, especially for like the stuff that I post on here. Give me a minute. Hold up. I have to find like good music to play. I play music every single day. Music is like therapeutic for the soul. Um, and my genre of music is simple: R&B, classic love songs. I can't stand this shit on the radio now because I don't understand what the hell they talking about. But I noticed, like I put up the video, and I was talking and I said some interesting things, and being molested and just other stuff, and I was like, I noticed that I shied away from it, and I was like, I don't shy away from stuff. Like, I'm a thug. Like, I'm a real life thug, and any obstacles I faced in life, they came into my experience for me to help other people to not have to deal with it or go through it or just overcome it. So I was like, you know what? Let me get up. I woke up like this. I did. And let me just talk about my story and hope that it helps somebody else. But there's also something else. So, point blank in the period, last year I made a video addressing addictions. And I'm going to piggyback on that video. And this is just, it all correlates and all goes intertwined within each other. So, first things first. You know who I am, what I'm about, what I do. So we don't, I always say that. But, I'm going to do this in a way where if a friend were asking me how to overcome being molested, how to overcome addictions, and reason I say that is because, how can I put this? Let me put it, it's early. It's 11:40. It's not early. It's kind of almost noon. I should be able to do this. Alright. There's two things I want to talk about. There's addictions, right? Sexual addictions and vice, like addictions, drug abuse, alcohol abuse, just addictions in general. So the first one I'll tackle is the sexual addiction, clearly, because that's the one that's kind of like coming up. But if you are a sex addict, or if you were a sex addict, because I'm gonna be honest and transparent, I used to be a sex addict. Like I wouldn't say a sex addict. I used to be a sex deviant. I like that word a little bit better because sex addict is someone who knows what they're doing. I didn't know what the hell I was doing. I didn't know how powerful sex was. I didn't know the energy exchange. I didn't know any of those things. I just knew that I didn't love myself and that I was looking for somebody to appreciate me. So I was a sex deviant, and it's just my own personal opinion of the word and how I want to use it and phrase it, because I lacked self-love. And my self-love came from me being molested at a very young age by two individuals in my family. Now, one of these people I interact with, which is really weird, daily. And I'm pretty damn sure this person doesn't remember it, because if they do remember it, it's kind of one of those elephants in the room. But it was something I remembered last year. It's like, this bitch molested me. This bitch literally put hands and touched me and did things to me in places that I should not have been touched, as a child. And it's difficult. It's more difficult. Well, I'm not going to say more difficult, but it's difficult for me in a sense because I actually see one of the people that, harm me or on a regular basis. So it's kind of like, but so I guess my point to say is this: if you are in a situation, or if you are someone who is, in an environment where you are with someone who is an abuser of yours, it can be any physical abuse, sexual abuse, I don't care who it is. I want to tell you to get out. I want to tell you to find a way out. If it's at a rough point and patch in your life, because if you do anything, if I'm gonna be a lead by example, living with someone who molested you is not, especially once you actually remember it, it's not fun, it's not easy. I've bitten my damn tongue. I said living. I kind of exploited myself, didn't I? Yeah, I lived with someone who molested me. We're not gonna go there. But you know, it's not fun. You know, it's not fun to have this animosity, this anger, and this resentment. You know, and it's just not fun. Get out. You know, get out. You know, don't do what I'm doing because I'm sitting over here. Oh, I had so many opportunities to just go, and I didn't take them. Didn't take them. But the next one, I just did it. But yeah. So me being molested at a young age, I went 5 minutes running my mouth. Me being molested at a young age caused me to not appreciate myself and search for people outside of me to appreciate me. So my sex addiction, my sex deviant ways and acts stemmed from me not knowing what it meant to not knowing what sex was because number one, sex was something that was forced upon me at a very young age. It was something that was kind of my innocence was taken from me from it at a very young age, just like most individuals. So I had no understanding of what the hell sex was or how to use it or how to do it. It just was stupid. Not stupid. I don't use like that word. I was ignorant, you know, and I was blind to life at the time. And so if you are facing a sex addiction, the best advice I can give anyone, just like I said, if a friend asks me how do I overcome this sex addiction, you really have to get to the root of why you have these sexual ways about you. Why are you so what happened to you that caused you to feel like your innocence was taken at a very young age. Just for me, this is not gonna be for everyone, but for me personally, it was when I started noticing I had sexual deviant ways. It was a call for me to sit there and realize, look at myself and be like, what went on in my life to cause me to feel like I need sex from other people, or sex is something that is gonna give me appreciation and or love, and it, you know. And I can tell you this, for whoever, whatever it is that you discover about yourself as to why you have the feelings or the ways that you have about you, I you have to heal that part of yourself. You have to heal the part of yourself from when you first received that traumatic incident that made you feel whether your innocence was taken, whether you saw something you weren't supposed to see, whether whatever it was, you have to literally heal that moment in time with yourself and understand. Like, I don't want to say shit happens in life, but you have to give yourself the nurturing, the care, and the love that, let's say, your mother would have gave you in that instance. Like, if I would have told my mom at that age I was molested, lying, I did tell my mom at that age that I was molested, and she did not do a damn thing. I don't like making YouTube videos sometimes because I get revelations, and it really just solidifies the fact that I need to get the hell away from where the hell I'm at. But, you know, it's just a whole nother story. Damn. I really be having like fucking revelations on here, like dead ass serious. That extreme this shit. Oh, okay. Well, I'm a thug. I got this. You know, but take yourself to that moment in time where, you know, your parent should have protected you, should have held you, should have guided you, should have loved you, should have gotten you some damn help. I'm gonna take myself. Yeah, so you have to take yourself to that moment. Love yourself, nurture yourself, heal yourself, and get the professional help. Like, even if you don't want to get professional help, I advise you talk to somebody. Talk to a friend. Talk to someone who can understand you. Talk to someone who will listen and unconditionally love you for who you are and what you've been through. You know, so, and it's not easy. It's gonna be a road that, you know, it's not gonna be something that happens overnight. Healing, it doesn't happen overnight. Healing takes time, but healing also healing is better when you do it. You can heal alone, but if you have people with you who can help you, who can assist you, who can love you, healing becomes so much better. Now, as far as your drug abuse, reason I'm talking about this one is because I used to have first of all, let me just say this: weed is not a drug. Okay, weed is an herb. okay? It's a beautiful herb, and it helps, keep us sane and keeps us from not knocking bitches out and keeps us happy and mellow. But no, sis, you should not become an addict to weed because it can become addicted. It can become something you too reliable on. And I know for me personally, I became so consumed by the Mary J. Wanna. And I used to hate Mary J. Wanna. I used to hate the Mary Jane, the blow train. I used to hate it. I hated it, with a passion, because my mom did it. My younger brother started doing it. He was in the 7th grade, and I was like, you fucking bastard. And just people around me, I was like, you bastards, why are y'all doing this? But, then I discovered the power, and I got it. No, but for real, like on some real serious stuff, when it comes to like your addictions to drugs, it's kind of the same thing with sex for me. When I was trying to break my addictions from weed and overcoming it, I literally had to take myself into the moment of when I first started smoking weed, why I started smoking weed, what was the purpose and or the reason behind it. I know for me, I wanted to be like other people when I started smoking weed. I was like, I want to look like everybody else. I want to look cool. I want to see what the fuss is about. I want to be a part of this whole little shindig, journey, whatever, thingamajigger. And, I did it and became so consumed in it. It was just like, and it's like now at the point where it's just like so boring, and it's just like it's cool sometimes, but it's just like not the best. um if anything, I'll use it as a treat for myself now. Like, so serious. Like, if I do something good for me, I'm like, Anaya, go smoke your blunt. You deserve it. So, but seriously, you heal addictions from drugs by literally taking yourself to the place and time where you felt that you first needed that drug. You first needed that fix to overcome a life circumstance and or situation. Whatever, like I said, life will put you in places where you feel like you need things outside of you in order to cope. When in all honesty, most of us are going to take these outside sources to try to help us cope. And that's perfectly fine. We're human. We do things of that nature. The problem is when you take these outside sources and you make them a part of who you are. You attach yourself to these outside sources, these drugs, these people who are giving you sex or, whatever. You attach yourself to these outside sources who give you momentary relief. What do you do when the momentary relief is over? What do you do when the drug wears off? What do you do when the people are no longer there? What do you do? Seriously, what do you do? You have to sit there and face all of the things you were running from, right? So why not sit your ass down and actually take the initiative to face what it is that you're running from? Because I promise you, anyone who uses or abuses drugs is using it to run away from. They're using it as an escape from something in their life that they don't want to face. Face it. Because it's always going to be there. It's always going to follow you. That drug is only pushing it back in the sense of not exposing it right now. But what it's doing while it's back here, it's growing. Whatever issue, it's growing. It's festering and it's feeding. It's feeding off of the fear that you have within yourself. And that fear, a lot of people don't know this, fear will fucking kill you. Fear will hurt you. It will deter you. It will destroy you. And so whatever it is, understand this. The best advice I can tell someone is someone's like, how do I overcome a drug issue? I will tell you, seriously, what are you running from? Well, I don't know what I'm running from. Well, you better sit your ass down and figure it out. And if you do know what you're running from, this is that point in time where if a friend tells me they're running from X, Y, and or Z, for me personally, I would tell that friend, all right then, so you're running from X, Y, and Z. I need you to sit there and face X, Y, and or Z, because what's going to happen is you're going to keep pushing X, Y, and or Z to the back of your head, to the back of your brain, to the back of whatever it is that you got going on in your world and your existence. And once that X, Y, and or Z creeps its way to the front, it's going to take over every single thing that you got going on. You could be having the best fucking life going on in the world, right? In your head. But you won't see it because you push these things back because you're so accustomed to using drugs or using people as scapegoats when these issues arise. You can't do that. That's not how life works. So, I just want to piggyback on that and bring some knowledge and wisdom. Because if I'm being honest, I don't know what the hell I said a year ago. A year ago, my mindset was completely different. A year ago, I was sitting up here thinking a man that I don't even really care about no more was a twin flame of mine. I was thinking just a lot of shit. I was thinking, my family was like the golden age family. I was thinking so many things, like literally in this fucking moment, I don't know shit. I don't know shit besides the wisdom that's being passed down on me. So, I'm gonna have to go back and rewatch a lot of shit. And probably wrap my brain around a lot of shit that I've talked about and been through. But it is what it is. Always be choosing to love yourself. I hope this message helped somebody. I hope it did because I feel like I really just rambled. But a lot of times I started noticing, I don't know. Hopefully it helps someone. If it does, great. If it doesn't, there are many other amazing people on here who you can talk to, listen to, vibe with, connect with. Always be choosing to be the best version of you, love you, protect you, honor you.